All right, guys, let me show you what I have going on here. So I've got two phones here. Finally got the 15 Pro on my left hand, 14 Pro here in my right hand. You know, if I start with the 14 Pro, this has always worked reliable for me. You can see it's connected to the ranch. It's my home network. I go to VIA. Sunrise is the name of my VIA. I get a room code, no problem. I can do the same with AirPlay. Sunrise always shows up here. I can select it, put a room code in, no problem. So if I take the 15 Pro, and just to make sure here, you can see I'm on the same network, the ranch. I go into VIA. Sunrise shows up. I choose it, and you see it just went right out. Now, what will happen sometimes here is that the app will just close on its own. I don't know if it will happen now. Sometimes I found the app would close, sometimes it doesn't. But at this point, I cannot select this. You know, I can't do anything. Now, there's a couple of different conditions that will happen with the iPhone 15 Pro. This is one of them. The other condition that will happen is that it will work normally. And then the third condition is that the green box around with the dots that are sort of flashing, that will just stay there indefinitely. So the only thing I can do here is let me completely close the app and try again. Sunrise is chosen. Oh, same thing. Again, there's nothing I can do. Now, if I go to AirPlay, Sunrise does show up. And I do get a room code. If I put that in, it works just fine. I've never had a problem with AirPlay. Only problem I've had is with the app. Just making sure nothing's changed. No, nothing's changed on my network. It's still the ranch. Back to VIA. Yeah, see here, I've got to completely get rid of the app. Oh, and see now, and this time it worked. So, you know, it's definitely not reliable. And it seems like once it connects like this, if I put the room code in and actually have it connect, let's see, 7296, 296. From this point forward, it always seems to be now much more reliable since it found it the first time, or had found it once. Again, if I go here, oh, no, it proved me wrong. Oh, yeah, there we go. Room code did pop up. And that's what I've kind of found, that once it, you know, like sometimes it'll take me 2 or 3 or more tries to connect to this room, but once it finally sees and it connects it, you know, did connect once to the room, it seems like it will always connect. Much more reliable. But if I start again with a fresh power cycle, where I power cycle the VIA, and I've done it now 3 or 4 or 5 times, that initial attempt is difficult. The iPhone 14 never seems to have a problem, but this one does have a problem. I also tried, so I've got another little different wireless network here. This has 2 settings, or it sends out two different wireless frequencies, you know, a 2.4 gig and a 5 gig. I noticed also the 2.4 gig seemed to work reliably on both phones, yet the 5 gig, the iPhone 15 Pro, had a problem with the 5 gig. Quite often I would get the same condition you just saw where it would not connect few times it will, but more than not, it would not connect. Where the 2.5 gig seemed to be far more reliable. So there seems to be a couple of things kind of going on here. But again, since it found that first one, now it seems to be reliably, finding it each time. So I don't know whether that's part of what BCU has going on. I know they made a sort of a statement that it was AirPlay as well as any type of connection. I don't know if AirPlay was really correct. I know Theo did try AirPlay and he found it reliable, as well as I found it here when I finally got the 15 Pro. But it's definitely the app is what's not as reliable. And oh, by the way, the app that I'm running on here is, I think that's the latest, 4.0.3.906. And if I clear the room list, like getting rid of this is always a problem. That X, I don't know whether it's so tiny. It's tough. But yeah, I mean, it's finding it. So anyway, I can do more testing. I've got this phone now, so whatever you need done, let me know. Thanks.